DBS News. Fresh in the morning, eye-opening and balanced. The DBS Morning News starts right now.
This morning's headlines: officials are insisting that there is no immediate threat for residents of Fischler following a large landslide on the weekend. In news from the region, a Guyanese businessman facing U.S. extradition has been elected opposition leader, and U.S. President Donald Trump raises tariffs on South Korea imports to 25%. Good morning, I'm Gavin Richards with the DBS Major Morning News. The details right after this.
Need one trusted place to stock up for your home, shop, or business? Fine Foods Inc. Distribution has got you covered. From dry goods and frozen foods to your favorite drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, plus all the household must-have. We've got it all under one roof. We're right here in Jimmy Dominica. And yes, we deliver fast. Whether you're running a supermarket, a corner shop, a bar, or just like your pantry full and happy, Fine Foods Inc. brings you the best brands you know and love. Great prices, top-tier service, trusted products. Call us at 255-6810 or 316-0164 or drop by our Jimmy location to check out what's in store. Fine Foods Inc.
Fine Foods Inc. The biggest distributor for the biggest brand.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
So fast pay on you an easy way to pay. So fast pay. So fast pay.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
So fast pay. 2 minutes and you're on your way. So fast pay. So fast pay.
Flow is keeping you connected.
DBS News.
Welcome back. First up in the news this morning, project manager for the Lubia to Grand Bay Road Rehabilitation Project, Joseph Flozak, has reiterated that there is no immediate threat for residents of Fischler following a large landslide on Sunday morning. His comments as a team of technical personnel, local leaders, Office of Disaster Management, police and government officials visited the area yesterday afternoon.
The site is an active site, a construction site, and even prior to the landslide, there were notices posted that people should not venture in that area. So we reiterate that if you have no business there, you should not be there. Our assessment is the team of the consultants and ourselves with other parties that were mentioned before. From our assessment, we can say that at present there is no imminent danger of landslide doing any impact to the village immediately downstream. However, we have immediate action, short-term plans, and future plans for this intervention. Immediately, we are at present eliminating the risk factor, which is that of water buildup the poor pressure of the water in that area. So we are presently looking at different ways and executing different systems so that we can lessen that amount of water. And in the short term, we're looking to remove the material in a very gradual process so that there will be no major impact as we monitor it. So we're doing monitoring together with the Met Office and others. And long term, as we said, it will take a little while for us to remove the material from the river channel. Traditionally, river training is always done to reduce the buildup of material in the river channel so that could reduce the impact downstream of sediment to the village and to the ocean, generally speaking, anyhow.
And that was project manager for the Lubia to Granby Road Rehabilitation Project, Joseph Flozak. Chairperson of the Pishley Village Council is Shyla Shillingford Thomas.
The Pishley Village Council has been actively working alongside the government officials, ODM, and all the other relevant agencies to keep the residents calm and well informed. I am comforted by the high level of communication and the prompt responses shown, particularly how quickly the situation was assessed once it was reported. So the council remains proactive. We met yesterday to put together an action plan in place should the situation escalate. During that meeting, we were able to identify individuals who are in the direct path and who would most likely be impacted if anything were to occur. We also held conversation with the residents to assure them that the matter is being dealt with and addressed with the highest level of urgency. But as we were already informed, at this time there is no imminent danger. We are comforted in knowing that the team has everything under control.
And that's Chairperson of the Pishley Village Council, Shyla Shillingford Thomas. Parliamentary representative for the area, Julian Defoe, says he is satisfied with the manner in which the various stakeholders have come together to address the concerns for the area.
And I just want to thank the people of the Committee of Pishley for adhering thus far over the past 2 days to the warnings and the close collaboration with the council. Of course, our parliamentary representatives serving the area. I want to thank the state agencies and also the non-state entities involved, the contractors, for their speedy response in terms of the initial assessment on the very first day. And now we are into the second day to strengthen these assessments and collecting data and information so that we can better inform the general public and the committee of Pishley. Especially, initially, as you may have heard, there is no imminent danger to individuals' lives or property at this time, and this assessment still stands as we speak. Mr. Flozak spoke to mitigation measures that will take place in the coming days, so we just ask everyone to have patience and to continue to adhere to the advisory that are issued, and we work closely with the Pishley Village Council, and as they have continued to do so, I just want to commend the Pishley Village Council for being in the forefront from the very beginning.
And that's Parliamentary Representative for Pishley, Julian Defoe. Meantime, Minister for National Security, Raymond Blackmore, has told residents of Pishley that government will continue efforts to ensure their safety.
I was going to assure the people of Pishley, the government will continue to ensure that the safety is at the paramount, and that the contracting team has the ability to demonstrate and adhere to the best practices. And when you have a project of that magnitude, because the project is about managing problems that will emerge. And we can recall after Erica how the road network in the area from Lubia to Bacatel was significantly damaged, and they did therefore to actually widen the carriageway. That is to say that is the width of the road and to do stabilization, etc. So the Catwell area, or it's called the Skull, Shotwell area, in between Bellevue and Ishland, where the work is currently being done, is a construction site. And it's absolutely important that people should not traverse that area. And the question is, how do we deal going forward with this slide? And I think that is what the intention of meeting all the parties here today.
Minister for National Security, Rayburn Blackmore. Well, DBS News will continue to monitor the developments at Fischler and bring you the latest during our next newscast. And some more news this morning. Effective the 1st of February, Domlec will cease all no disconnection days for pay-as-you-go customers. Previously, there were no disconnections on Saturdays, Sundays, and public holidays. Commercial Manager at Domlec is Paul Moses.
This decision was not taken lightly. We've had this pay-as-you-go system and the policy of not disconnecting on weekend and holidays for about 10 years now. Policy was introduced because at that time, we had no vendors where people could go to buy power. We did not have any option online for purchasing power, and we were closed on weekends. So to facilitate the purchase of power at such times, holidays, weekends, we introduced that policy. But that's 10 years ago. Much has changed since then. We have over 120 vendors all across the island where people can go and purchase power. We have online options, the pay-as-you-go system itself. There is mobile banking that some customers use, and our offices, those still closed on weekends. They are open during the day. So customers have many more options. So the reasons that influence that decision, they are no longer applicable. And of course, we have to understand the nature of the system. It's pay as you go. You purchase power before and you use it afterwards. So the system was never designed to allow customers to go in arrears and they pay afterwards. That's for our postpaid system, not the pay as you go.
And that was Commercial Manager at Domlec, Paul Moses. The President of the Dominica Association of Industry and Commerce, the DAIC, Brenton Hilaire, has endorsed the launch of the new NBD Small Business Unit. He says the facility for small businesses is timely.
Dominica is entering a period of major economic expansion, with several transformative projects underway, including the construction of the international airport, opening new global markets, the cable car, the longest in the world, attracting international attention and dramatically increasing tourism activity, a steady and encouraging increase in visitor arrivals, several hotels currently under construction, expanding accommodation capacity and deepening tourism impact, growth in agriculture, health services, and the digital economy, and the upcoming geothermal energy plant, which is expected to lower energy costs over the long term, reducing the cost of doing business and improving national competitiveness. These are not just national projects. These are economic multipliers that will reshape income generation, employment, and private sector participation for decades. But none of these opportunities will translate into sustainable, inclusive growth unless our MSMEs are prepared, empowered, and supported. This is where NBD's small business unit becomes vital.
And that is just of the Dominica Association of Industry and Commerce, Brenton Hilaire. Meantime, Minister of State in the Ministry of Labour and Small Business Development, Darren Pinard, says the new initiative by the National Bank has the potential to expand enterprises around Dominica.
And that is just a small example of what can happen when big institutions such as National Bank recognize and pay attention to the needs of the small business unit. And now with the establishment of this small business unit, that is the kind of support that we would expect to see a lot more of and even further improved on. And so, taking from that example, we can expect a serious shift, a serious rise in both the establishment, the development, and the contribution of small businesses to our economy. So, once again, I just want to really congratulate the National Bank on taking this very progressive step. I want to assure you that the government of Dominica is your partner. We stand ready to give you any support and all support that you will need to succeed, because we are all stakeholders. We are all invested in the success of this.
And that's Minister of State in the Ministry of Labour and Small Business Development, Darren Pinard. Well, let's head into news from the region this morning. A Guyanese businessman facing extradition to the United States on gold smuggling and money laundering charges has been elected as Guyana's new opposition leader. 38-year-old Azru Adin Mohammed was confirmed as Guyana's opposition leader after 16 lawmakers from the We Invest in Nationhood Party, or WIN, and another from a single outfit voted in his favor. Well, the tally made WIN the second largest party in parliament, securing Mohammed's election, even as a magistrate's court hears state arguments for his extradition to the United States. Mohammed and his father were indicted last year in Florida on federal charges of gold smuggling and money laundering. And on the international scene, the U.S. President Donald Trump has announced he's raising tariffs on South Korean products to 25%, after accusing Seoul of not living up to a trade deal reached last year. In a post on social media, Trump said he would increase levies on South Korea from 15% across a range of products, including lumber, pharmaceuticals, and all other reciprocal tariffs. Trump said that South Korean lawmakers have been slow to approve the deal, while America has acted swiftly to reduce tariffs in line with transactions agreed to. But that's the news. Let's quickly recap the headlines. Officials are insisting that there is no immediate threat for residents of Fischler following a large landslide on the weekend. A Guyanese businessman facing U.S. extradition has been elected opposition leader, and U.S. President Donald Trump raises U.S. tariffs on South Korean imports to 25%. That's the news. Stay tuned for sports.
Need one trusted place to stock up for your home, shop, or business? Fine Foods Inc. Distribution has got you covered. From dry goods and frozen foods to your favorite drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, plus all the household must-have. We've got it all under one roof. We're right here in Jimmy Dominica. And yes, we deliver fast. Whether you're running a supermarket, a corner shop, a bar, or just like your pantry full and happy, Fine Foods Inc. brings you the best brands you know and love. Great prices, top-tier service, trusted products. Call us at 255-6810 or 316-0164, or drop by our Jimmy location to check out what's in store. Fine Foods Inc.
Fine Foods Inc. The biggest distributor for the biggest brand.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
So fast pay on you an easy way to pay. So fast pay. So fast pay.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
So fast pay. 2 minutes and you're on your way. So fast pay. So fast pay.
Flow is keeping you connected.
Covering the nation and beyond. DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins, and bidets. PVC piping, fittings, and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Here's a quick tip from NBD.
A quick tip from the National Bank of Dominica Limited. Scammers may send fake emails or texts. Remember, NBD will never ask you to reset your more banking password or share your card PIN, CVV, or other sensitive information this way. Stay alert. Stay secure. When in doubt, contact NBD, your partner, your bank.
Well, welcome to the morning sports. Let's kick off with football news. Another tough night for the national under-17 women's football team as they once again suffered another heavy defeat in the CONCACAF under-17 qualifiers in Nicaragua last night. Well, Dominica proved to be no match for the Central American Giants as they went down for the second game in a row. Nicaragua dominated the ball with 72% possession and peppered the Dominican goal with 23 shots on target. The scores were 4-0 at halftime, but then the floodgates opened as Nicaragua stepped on the gas to walk away comfortable 9-0 winners. In the other Group A match last night, where we saw the Dominican Republic pounding the USVI 11-0 to move into first place in the group. The Dominican Republic also has 6 points. Nicaragua 6 points as well. Belize, Dominica, and the USVI are yet to get off the mark. Well, Dominica will play their next game against Belize tomorrow. In some more football news, national goalkeeper Dante Newton is heading back home and will rejoin his former club, Surgical Southeast, in the next Premier League season. Newton is one of the high-profile players who will be on the move before the start of the 2026 DFA Premier League season. Newton has spent the past few years with Promex Harlem United.
I just going back to a club where I started my career. When they came at me, the project seemed very interesting. Right now, we have a lapse of keepers in the service area, so I just find it fit to go back and assist where I can, while maintaining a high level of performance with the club and trying to reach higher heights.
How difficult was it, though, for that move with Harlem, seeing that you would have established such a good bond with them over the years?
Very difficult because I hold a very, very high place for Coach Was, a very high place for Coach Don, and the relationship we built over the past years. But as I said, minor little issues came up with my time being there. We spoke about it, all respect, and we just moved on from that.
All right. How do you hope to bring to the Southeast team? I know you said that they had a void with keepers, so with your experience, what are you hoping to really bring?
Just a little more composure, a little more authority at the back, leadership. With my experience in the league for the past years, just watching throughout the season and where there was lapsing, it was actually glaring to see that they actually needed a keeper. So I just want to step in, just be comfortable with the team. His players I've played with through national and past time at Southeast. So it shouldn't be so difficult for me to just get in there.
And that's national goalkeeper and Surgical Southeast goalkeeper Dante Newton. Newton is among a number of Harlem players who will be moving to new clubs in the new season. Harlem captain Kasim Pelti is reportedly also leaving the club after a number of years. Let's move to some cricket news now, as the Dominica State College will bowl off its title defense of the Sports Division Secondary Schools Under-20 Cricket League as that tournament gets underway this morning, weather permitting. The State College will meet the Dominica Grammar School in a rematch of last year's finals at the Jolly Johns Park. Sports officer Kevin James says this year's tournament will take a new format.
The 2026 Sports Division Secondary School Under-20 Cricket Championship commences on Tuesday, 27th January, with a repeat of last year's final. The Cassiru Secondary School will take on the Dominica Grammar School at the Jolly Jones Memorial Park in the Kalinago territory. 7 schools will participate in this year's championship, and in an effort to expose our young cricketers to more cricket at that level, the schools have been placed in one zone. They will play using the round robin format, where the top team will advance to the final, while the second and third place will participate in a playoff match to advance to the final. We anticipate this year's competition to be a competitive one. We urge the schools and public to come out to the Benjamin's Park, Botanic Gardens, Jolly Jones Park, and Geneva Playing Field to support the young cricketers as they represent their schools, all in a bid to become champions of the 2026 Sports Division Secondary Schools Under-20 Cricket Championship. We would also like to inform schools and cricket lovers that fixtures, updates, and results can be found throughout the competition on Dominica Sports Division Facebook page.
And that's Sports Officer Kevin James. Meanwhile, the Portsmouth Secondary School and the Northeast Comprehensive both registered massive wins to jumpstart the Sports Division Secondary Schools under 40 Netball Championships yesterday. Well, at the Benjamin's Park, the Portsmouth Secondary School, they defeated the Isaiah Thomas Secondary School 27-3. We had Jekolai Benjamin getting 14 out of 25 tries for the Portsmouth Secondary School. Over at Marigot, the Northeast Comprehensive A team, they walked over the Castlebrooke Secondary School, winning 44-4. Catalina Bugunu made a 26 out of, or that should be 20 out of 26 attempts, while Adair Samuel made 19 out of 23. The netball action will continue today with games at the Windsor Park. At court number 1, we'll see the Pierre Charles Secondary School taking on the Portsmouth Secondary School A team in the under-16 division. There's also an under-16 match between the Portsmouth Secondary School B team and the Goodwill Secondary School. And in the under-20 division, the Dominica State College A team will play the Dominica State College B team. Let's go back to cricket news. Dominica's Alec Athanaze has missed out on selection to the West Indies test, or that should be West Indies team, for the upcoming ICC Men's T20 World Cup, while the CPL breakout player Quentin Sampson will feature in the 15-man squad, which was announced by Cricket West Indies yesterday. The World Cup team will also be without Alzari Joseph, while the West Indies will open up their campaign in the T20 World Cup on the 7th of February, playing Scotland. The team will be led by Shea Hope.
The West Indies squad for the 2026 ICC Men's T20 World Cup. Captain Shea Hope, Johnson Charles, Roston Chase, Matthew Ford, Shimron Hetmeyer, Jason Holder, Akil Hossain, Shamar Joseph, Brandon King, Gudakesh Moti, Robin Powell, Sherfane Rutherford, Quentin Sampson, Jaden Seals, Romario Shepherd.
And of course, the West Indies team, they're being announced by Cricket West Indies. Well, the West Indies head coach, Darren Sammy, believes that the West Indies can win the World Cup.
The realistic point is we can win it. Like I said earlier, people probably would not give us a chance, but I look at the quality that I have. I look at these guys winning games, and it will be challenges for us to put all this talent together. And again, I will stress back, I feel there's just this energy that once this team landed in South Africa, watch them practice, I think they understand how important this World Cup is, not only for them, but for the people of the Caribbean as well. And when we bought that plane from Joburg to India, we are going out there to play a tournament to win. That's the only focus on our mind. Matthew Ford, Shepherd, all the all-rounders we have, it reminds me of that team that we had in 2016 in terms of the firepower. I'm pretty sure you heard the captain speaking about, execution and clear execution of roles would be important. But I'm excited going back to India, and I'm excited to see what my men have in store, for the public. It feels like the same, because we go into India and I'm pretty sure nobody gives us a chance. And it was the same in 2016. So we have our quiet confidence in the dressing room, and just watching the guys, train over the last 2 days, there's an energy that is telling me something special is about to happen.
And that's the West Indies head coach Darren Sammy. Meantime, West Indies T20 captain Shea Hope says while Alzari Joseph will be a big miss, the West Indies have enough firepower to do well in the tournament.
We know how much of an impactful player he is in all three formats. He's one of our main fast bowlers in West Indies cricket currently. It's a big miss. We miss him for quite some time now. Having said that, I'm sure the depth that we're trying to continue growing is doing a pretty good job. We also got some, as you said, the firepower of Shamar Jones with his pace as well. So it's good to see him back. But Alzari, we're going to miss him. He's one of those players that we want to see him fit. Fit Alzari is also always going to be a strong person in our team to help us go forward as a unit. So wishing him well, and hopefully the replacement, quote unquote, will be the person that can do the job to win this World Cup for us.
What do you think will be key to the West Indies for victory in the World Cup? I know for sure that we've had an issue with the high percentage of dot balls. So what are some of the areas you think the West Indies will need to improve on as we head into the World Cup?
We just hit the nail on the head. That's the first thing I was going to mention from a batting standpoint. I just think execution with all three facets of the game, especially from a bowling standpoint, when we find ourselves in pressure situations, the better we execute and the better we hold our nerve. I think that's going to be the defining factor of how many games we win and lose. And from a batting standpoint, as you mentioned, dot ball being our Achilles heel for quite some time. And it's important that as batters, as long as we limit those dot balls, and we've naturally got power hitters, guys who score freely and know how to get boundaries. So if we can limit those dot balls with the boundaries, then we're going to give ourselves the best chance of maximizing runs and scoring big totals or chasing anything that teams put on the board.
And that's the West Indies T20 captain Shea Hope. Well, the West Indies will also face South Africa in a 3-match T20 series starting this morning, or that should be this afternoon. Of course, the first ball is at 12 o'clock. We can also let you know that the West Indies, they're in Group C of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup with Nepal, Scotland, Italy and England. We're also getting reports that the West Indies opener Evan Lewis has announced his retirement from international cricket. Of course, Lewis was not among the players selected for the ICC Men's T20 World Cup squad. And of course, I will continue to follow that developing story there. Let's end with a cricket item, as the Windward Islands ladies team will be looking to put their disaster showing in the regional T20 Blaze tournament behind them as they get set for the regional Super 50 Overs tournament, which starts this morning in St. Vincent. The Windwards finished the T20 Blaze tournament without a single win in the competition. They will come up against Trinidad in one of 3 matches on the opening day of the competition this morning. So that's the women's Super 50 Overs getting underway in St. Vincent, and of course the Windwards are taking on Trinidad in the first match. That's the DBS Morning News and Sports. Of course, we'll have some more sporting highlights for you at 11 o'clock during the morning news update and at 1:28 during the 1350 news. Until then, Gavin Richards saying good morning.
Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic